It's a big me. How you doing, guys? Something a little bit different today. Nice. Calm, relaxing music. Green screen doesn't like it. But I've been wanting to do this for a long time, because in the UK, when you go on public transport, pretty much any public transport, there is this piece of I call it a piece of shit, but it's the best fucking paper you've ever read. I'm gonna go for a few examples of why today. The Metro, ladies and gentlemen. It says the world's most popular free newspaper. You know, anything that's free, definitely popular. Huge. The editors, as you'll see, I'm pretty sure they just got plants of fucking ganja just growing in their basement. No, I don't even know if they have offices. I think they might work out a cardboard box somewhere, to be honest. But how you all doing, guys? I hope you're doing well. Here on this Wednesday. Had a nice day off yesterday. Had to go out and get my Metro. The thing is about the Metro, like, it appears absolutely everywhere. I mean, you throw it away. Same one, just you can't get rid of them. I mean, just fucking go away. They're fucking still in. Yes. They're everywhere. Can't get rid of them. You'll find them everywhere. No wonder they're so popular. You can't get rid of them. They just magically appear in your lap when you're on public transport, or, you know, you pick one up for the day and you never get rid of it. Seriously. I've had the Metro in the Netherlands too. Really? What? And they have, like, I only thought it was a UK thing. Again, let me know what it is. I don't know. I haven't really looked too much into it. I read it every time I take public transport, but, you know. Because, you know, what else are you going to read? Like, especially nowadays, what are you going to do? Stare at other people and, like, you know, give them a sly nod of, stay the fuck away from me. Metro is a common weed that grows in underground trains. It has evolved to resemble newspapers. We have it too. It's a free newspaper handed out in public transport. The Metro, my friends. In at the dep end, I think that is, you know, we are in at the deep end here. The 7th of April, Wednesday. As it says, the world's most popular free newspaper. Anybody got any examples of that? Or, like, any other free newspapers? Is this the only one? Have they just squashed the competition or something like that? No idea. Tia Mystic, Cynic Brisket, everybody else joining us. Welcome, my friends. I got something a little bit different. Just, you know. The Metro is glorious in its capacity, so it's, you know, people just leave it on trains. They don't even take it with them, especially now in COVID. You know, people have been like rummaging on hands all over it, sneezing on it, using it as tissues. Just leave it on the train. You know, next person comes along, words I can read and not get bored anymore, because public transport in the UK, holy fuck. Have you ever heard of the amateur transplants? London Underground? Basically, the Clash song. The Clash cover. Just taking the piss out of the London Underground, but it can apply to every other piece of public transport in the UK, as it is so enraging that you want to shoot yourself in the fucking head, and then use the paper to mop up the blood. Yeah, the Metro, ladies and gentlemen, my personal favourite publication. Why, hello there. How you doing, Fishtail? So, as you can see, as I mentioned, the editors of this paper must be high as fuck. Seriously, this is not the first example, Mega Dirk. And some interesting news: £420 for the price of COVID tests is just too high. And that's a kind of example of, you know, they're trying to be, I think, the most memey paper without actually being overtly, you know, just putting fucking, you know, troll face on. For one, I don't even know if that number is correct. Like, at 420, I don't have £420. If I had £420, I'd certainly spend it on something a bit more productive than a COVID test, you know. Stay indoors, you know, that's fine. Stay indoors, away from everybody. Just get £420 worth of weed and you're fucking fine. As long as you get it legally in the UK, which, you know. It reminds me of the Onion. This is the most serious onion you'll ever find. And it's super serious business, ladies and gentlemen. Only wealthy can pay for travel today. EasyJet boss warns. Only the wealthy can pay for EasyJet and go on to the most rickety ass flight you've ever seen. feel like you're gonna suffer a major crash at every moment. And yeah, only the wealthy can experience that level of terror nowadays. Foreign holidays this summer could be out of reach to all but the wealthy, as families have to pay up to $420 per person for COVID testing. Again, if they actually... Is this from the government saying it's going to be $420? Are the government just getting involved and it's spreading? Like, I think this is the paper being, you know... I think they've just rounded it up. I think it was like £419.99. And it's like... They went down to the basement, asked that guy who, you know... Their grow master. 69 cents registration fee. Definitely something like that. But what the fuck is... I think EasyJet just wanted some promotion, so they mentioned something about wealth, which is, you know, completely the opposite spectrum to EasyJet. If you don't know what EasyJet... You probably know what EasyJet is, right? You know, it's not... Again, being an English fellow, and since we have it in England, they fly all over the world, of course you know what EasyJet is. But he mentioned some wealth. What the fuck is EasyJet mentioning money for? Apart from taking it from fellow people in every single way possible when you go on their flights, you know. Yeah, it's really cheap to fly in the fucking... as a piece of luggage. Yourself, just put yourself into a suitcase. I'm traveling, you know, budget today. But we move, my friends. It's actually not page 2 or 3. Sad news, actually. You know, a 3.6 Ronken guy? He died. You know, in Chernobyl? That's a shame. Cardboard. A loving project to feed the homeless. I think she's high as well. Was she taken by surprise? Automatic smiley face. You see anyone's like putting a camera on you. And cardboard living project to feed the homeless. Are they feeding, you know, cardboard to the homeless? Is everyone high and everyone thinks cardboard is edible? You know? I actually don't know what's going on. I just look... Yeah, when you read the Metro, you kind of just go, and make up your own story, you know? That's the best way to read the Metro. Just completely go with your own idea of reality. You confuse PP Fox? We're going through the Metro today, one of the premier and classical papers of public transport. Any chance they get to, well, surprise a young lady, apparently. Premiership football is among its volunteers, feeding cardboard to the homeless. It's 90% adverts, it is, and that's how they make it free. But again, that face. Yeah, I mean, if she got surprised, like, if that is set up, she's... I mean, yeah. I wonder if the Metros go round for the people they photo. Toke on this, it'll make you, you know... It'll give you that natural kind of glazed over look and smile we're looking for. But you know, I mentioned they've got, you know, in the basement of the Metro, like crop, just a pure crop. I think the Metro are lobbying, to be honest, on behalf of the government, on behalf of everybody else. You know, it all comes full circle, my friend. You know, $420 for COVID tests. £420 for COVID test. That lady was high. And I think it's an experiment. Feed cardboard to the homeless. While Khan, the London mayor, makes place to review London's cannabis legislation. Why are you making fun with women we know? I don't know, mouse. Hey, I mean, like, if I have a smoke, which of course I've never done because it's illegal apart from when I was in Amsterdam, you know, everybody looks that way. I mean, she was obviously high, you know, and respect. I mean, if you're gonna get interviewed and you're gonna get, you know, taking a picture by the Metro, I think it's your civic duty to, you know, have a toke. You know, give every traveling passenger a bit of a chuckle. But with the picture on this one, you know, the London mayor, and who the fuck else was it? Miliband? What the fuck is Ed Miliband doing with Khan? No idea. But obviously, they want to review London's cannabis legislation because the kids in the picture need stable jobs. You know, planting away. As a mayor, I don't know if he has the legal right to do that, apart from tell the Metropolitan Police to ignore, you know, people. But what the fuck is that picture again? What's the relation to kids? I'm gonna actually. Boris Johnson has absolutely no intention of legalizing cannabis, but Khan wants to talk about it anyway, so he can actually get, you know, a few. But kids need jobs growing the ganj, and Khan and Miliband are going to make it happen, even though they have zero power. I mean, London Mayor, Boris Johnson proved you can do quite a bit as London Mayor as long as you steal all the ideas off someone else. We're not too far in, it's been a good time so far. I like this style. In Vancouver, the rumours for years is that the police were told not to find people smoking on the street. Exactly, that's what they can do. And as long as, you know, underage kids are growing it in public, and at least, you know, the parents can watch them. And the police just let it slide, you know? Weren't the illegal and scrapped while underused water cannons? Boris's idea? Boris had many ideas that none of which were actually his. Like Boris bikes, Boris water cannons, Boris cycle paths, that were all the previous mayor's ideas that he stole. Police city issue isn't too high on their list of priorities. I think you need to start writing for the Metro Theatre, you know? And that's why, if I am re-elected, I will establish a new London Drugs Commission comprised of independent experts to examine the latest evidence from around the world. Oh, I'm fucking sure he's gonna go on a world tour smoking all the finest shit while we just stick here, stuck in our rooms. What a bastard. Mayors, I need to become a mayor somewhere and, you know, have an excuse to go on a world tour smoking all the good shit. I think Khan was launching his manifesto ahead of the 6th of May election. No shit, in London, of all places. Talking about, you know, we're gonna examine the weed, you know, just before an election. One of the best ways, of course, of, you know, getting people's attention. You don't have Michael Gove's charisma. Well. This man has found the secret, and it's giving up all his free will to his lady of 70 years. I think, you know, I think she lost her eyesight first, and then, like, symbiotically, he just went, his eyes just went pop, you know, in sympathy. Just give up all your, you know, get in a relationship, give up all your free will, and you'll be happy. Don't worry about it. Listen to the old man, you know? Obey. I like how obey is in capital letters. It's a good opening. It's exactly strange. It is, isn't it? I really enjoy it, and it's nice and calm before we get into some gaming. At least they look happy, whether that guy is being, you know, what's under the picture. I mean, has she got a big firm grasp on his balls or something? Like, does the obey work both ways, or is it like, yeah? Well, it's him saying after 70 years, husband says, doing as he is told is the key to joy. Hey, he does look happy though, you know? You can't blame the man. To be fair, I can actually see her hand is not got a firm grasp on his testicles, but maybe that's because, you know, a picture. Who knows? Maybe it was just, you know, for the picture, you know, I had to surgically remove her hand from his testicles. But why is the obey? Like, that is some subliminal messaging from the Metro there. Putting obey in big capital letters. You know, a secret ploy by the government to obviously, you know, subtly get the word obey in your head for a morning on public transport. You know, because government telling you to do this and to do that. Obey the Metro. Obey the government. Just obey, you know. Become a nice, placid and moldable member of society. Love and honour, you know, it's not that important. We don't need to capitalise that. As long as you obey, you know, in some way, shape, or form. As long as you are, you know, that is against the whole renegade aspect of this channel. I can't agree with that. You know, fuck everything. Is he saying after 70 years he has always obeyed? Again, that's maybe he's learnt the hard way. You know, this isn't going to tell the whole story. This little article here is a tiny article, actually. We just get on with it, and we don't have many arguments that he's willing to publicise. I'm gonna take the metro on most real tops any day of the week. Well, it's free for one. You know, it's easily grabbable off the train. Some bus stations, not everywhere though. Like, they're really haphazard where they put them. It's really odd. But again, this guy, fair play to him, you know, and give up. Sometimes it is easier to give up all your agency and just get on with life and just, you know, let someone else take charge. Where did they get this story? Is it about just about a random old couple? Seriously, this is what the Metro is. Just completely random articles. Like the one below it, drive. Oh right, that's someone who actually died. Fair enough. Yeah, I'd say half and half. Half of them are about people who died. Half of them about this kind of shit. But again, I still think he lost his vision in sympathy with his missus. You know, no glasses on the right hand side. Both got glasses. Unless he actually has perfect 20/20 vision, and she lost it. But he started wearing glasses. You know, just not to rock the boat. He's never wanted to rock the boat in that relationship. Just get on with business, you know, hunker down and get on with other aspects of life apart from, you know, ever raising any dissent with the missus. You know, he knows better. I think you know, I've had my own fair share of relationships, and I think the problem is I stood up for myself too much. You know, I was always willing to, you know, yeah. And I'm single for quite a while now, but I don't mind. But this is an article, this is beautiful, an article right next to Love, Honor and Obey. The parents' anger. 15k school woke club. They've essentially started a club, you know, where the parents see it as kind of, you know, pushing progressive and new values, you know, of course. They're all men are sexist. Encouraging its 1,467 pupils to join the Change the Narrative Club. Change the narrative, yeah, just fucking, you know, change the entire article, you know, it's not the woke club, it's just the, you know, the regular old school club everybody went to, you know, just change the narrative. It's fine, make up your own shit. Head teacher, Gareth Dools, said it is addressing the issue of misogynistic behaviour and attitudes in school, but parents accuse him of going for woke and demonising all men. Well, at 15k, I mean, is that a year? Is that? To be fair, you pay more than 15k to go uni, so I think I had a stroke reading that. Well, this is the kind of lovely things you get to learn by reading the Metro. You know, some school has a woke club. I mean, they could, like, if you're in that school and you don't really like the woke club, you just start your own fucking, you know, anti-woke club. You know, we're just, you know, sleeping happily in our own ways, in our old ways. But if anyone's woke, it's that dude right there, right? You know, he knows what to do. He respects women so much he gives up all his agency and just, you know, like I said, gets on with life. He's found the secret to true happiness. As long as you obey, not just your missus, but in full capital letters, everywhere else. A boy! Spot the problem in that. A boy, age 3, has been found in a forest in the Philippines 6 days after his family mistakenly left him in a church. So you're telling me So you're telling me a 3-year-old boy who was happily in a church has just been randomly found in a fucking forest? I've got a few questions. How close was this forest to this church? Hey boy. Tristan was laying dehydrated under leaves and bamboo. His family was rushed back to a church after leaving him, but he wandered off. I mean, a 3-year-old boy wandering into the forest. And possibly in a small town. It's just literally a town encircled by a forest. It's like one church in the middle of a forest. And he just wanders away, Tarzan. And this is how Metro breaks the Isaac sequel reveal. I need to look up Quazon. After, you know, I want to see how. Oh, I need to see how close that is to. Fair enough. That forest. But how do you leave your kid at church? Well, I understand, you know, kids getting lost in supermarkets, they run around and run away. But just leaving the church... Oh, fuck it, he must be somewhere, you know. He'll be around. He'll catch up. And honestly, it's pretty impressive the kid managed to get so far. It is second door. It is. From experience, it'd be like a 3-year-old who was screaming through the entire mass. Now, this is one I'd normally skip, but I'm definitely going to show you so we can, you know, when we do this again, relate to in the future. Because Guilty Pleasures is the section of the paper, the nice little section where there's always someone showing their ass. There's always somebody like, it is. But the funniest thing about this one, like the articles are grade A trash and barely, you know, you turn over to this page and like, oh, I'm at this section, oh, you know, go, yeah, forget it. But no, that face, that is the guy who's either getting so much pussy and he's worn out because, you know, he runs produces the articles. And all the ladies are like, oh, can you get me in Guilty Pleasures? Oh, I want to be famous. And he's just worn out. Or he gets nothing, and he wants to fucking kill himself because he's stuck at this job, you know, writing about a celebrity. And all of the absolute grade A trash that comes from that kind of, you know, like Lindsay Lohan fell out of a car in a couch, like, you know, got photographed, that kind of thing. You know, that man, Andre Hemsworth. I salute you, sir. You know, I wish this page just didn't exist, but considering it has to exist, because, you know, Metro probably forced you to. Dude, I feel for... Like, that face is one of pure agony. And screaming... It was screaming out with his eyeballs. Help. That's a face of a man who hates life. A true hero. Andre. We salute you, good sir. But again, that's enough of Guilty Pleasures. Now we come to Metro Talk, where, well, what can we say about Metro Talk that you haven't all already seen? He says, please end my suffering. Andre. Again, so many fallen men, in so many ways. We have a man who just dedicates his life to obeying, you know, gives up all acts of sentient, you know, reason for himself. For 70 years in marriage. Andre, who writes articles about the vapid celebrity culture, and obviously, through his eyes, expressing he wants to die. But this is Metro Talk. Now, this is the 2-page spread in the Metro, focused entirely on grabbing people's opinions. I think through the entirety of internet, just entire internet. We know people asking for people's opinions. Just asking, saying, you know, we want your opinions. Is not a fucking good idea. And it's generally going to lead to some grade A trash, but that we can exploit for humor. I like how they're trying to gather data about you as well. Like, if you have a really kind of fucked up opinion, we want your name, we want your location. We're gonna come for you. You're more likely to be published if you provide your name and location with your comment. What do you want? You want postcode with that, you know? Actual, you know, time of residence at that address. Are you coming for me, by the way, Metro? And you always get the most grade A trash in Metro talk. Labour's Baroness Chakrabarti and others say COVID vaccination. This is somebody as well, like some random human who sent this in. It says a COVID vaccination passport to enter entertainment or hospitality venues would be discriminatory. Of course that would be. That's exactly the point. We don't just let anyone turn up to Heathrow and fly a jet full of passengers. We discriminate and insist on a fully trained, experienced and licensed pilot. Unless you fly fucking EasyJet, you know? And then you just roll the dice, don't you, really? We don't just let anyone drive a HGV. We discriminate and insist on a fully trained, tested and licensed lorry driver. Did she really need to put two examples in there to, you know, a fucking plane and HGV? Do you think we got it after the first one? We don't let people smoke inside workplaces. We discriminate, you know? What's her name? I need to... Oh, it's a dude. Steve. Steve from Greenwich. We discriminate. Discriminate isn't a dirty word. Well... the thing is, these people get to send in their shit. You know, everybody's opinion is shit until you're proven otherwise. Especially now in day and age. This day and age. No one can... People can respond to this, but usually it's in the paper the day after. So it's always, you know, it's like continuity in your travelling day. You'll read someone's opinion going, ah, you're all just wankers. There's so many of us are. Who's your manager? To be fair, he says, you know, we insist on a fully trained, experienced and licensed pilot. Steve insists. It's not you who insists, mate. You know? It's the people who, you know, regulate and license these people. You don't insist. You don't go to the pilot and say, are you trained, sir? You know? I'm gonna discriminate against you. You don't seem to have the nous to fly this plane. Let me take over. I am, with this opinion, I know I am fully classified to fly this plane. If I can have an opinion about discriminatory behavior, and it's, you know, reason and need, I fly this plane and HGV at the same time. Please can we consider, not only, some of them they don't really give much context on. I think this is about, you know, either the 420 COVID vaccinations, or there's definitely something to do with COVID, as you can probably gather. Can we not consider not only the financial implication of this step forward in the roadmap, but the sheer volume of clinical plastic waste that will be generated? Is it really worth it? Will the end justify the means, or this is it continued of the get rich for some PPE scandal? But could not someone think of the children? Well, this is it. Sometimes you want to, while you're on your daily travel, you want to feel good about yourself. You're just about to go to work, you're coming home from work, or you're going about your daily business. So you pick up a Metro, right? And you go to the Metro talk section. And you read other people's shitty opinions about shit. Which it always, again, some people might have a reasonable point, but no one wants to fucking hear it. Of course, we'll read it because we want to self-affirm about ourselves that, you know, we're at least big enough not to send into fucking Metro talk in the first place to think our opinions actually matter that much. And that people want to read it on the fucking train. And that makes us feel good about ourselves, that we have some restraint, you know? At least a little bit of restraint. All lobbying should be banned, except in open forums. Yes. What a wise a noble sentence that is, you know. John from Runcorn. It's not a bad argument. But just open forums. Anybody can attend at any time. You know? We'll just do lobbying in football stadiums. You know, it'll turn into the next national sport. Don't worry about it. I can't believe this is still going on, actually. Rush Hour Crush. It's gonna take more than COVID to see off love. Should you really be promoting that? Yeah, just, you know, find some completely random stranger through the power of the metro, you know, leaving. What you do, you explain the person who, you give details about the person who you saw on public transport and hope they also read the metro and the Rush Crush section. And hope they get back to you. Or you bump into each other again magically. Why not? In the first place, you know, I know public transport and you might have to jump onto a train, just actually have a proper conversation. Instead of through the medium of Rush Hour Crush. I wonder, there was an article one day in the Rush Hour Crush, and it was an extension on the sign. And the Metro was super proud the fact that 2 people had met through Rush Hour Crush, and the fucking entire fucking page dedicated to their love. It was quite. They looked like a nice couple. He looked like a fucking, like, just, I don't know. His eyes, he just kind of, not like a psycho eyes, but close. He looked like he had a lot of energy, put it that way. But yeah, look, cute couple. And I'm not surprised the Metro jumped on that one. Rush Hour Crush. Again, just the way people are described in Rush Hour Crush as well, because the person's got to describe the person. It's so fucking freaky sometimes. You were nice enough to help me down the stairs at Tolworth Station on Easter Sunday just before 8 PM. You asked to help with my pushchair and started a conversation with me. Then you asked for my number and I said no and walked away. I'm sorry. I was having a panic attack. I would like to redo the moment, if you would too. Huh. That went a bit of a different way than I was trying to enunciate. Girl with dark hair and glasses. I don't know why when I read that out, I've had the... Yeah, it's like before, when I was mentioning Steve Knight, who was talking about discriminatory. I don't know why I had it in my head. You know, because sometimes you automatically genderize the person before you've actually read their name. Do you think they might be talking about you? I think everybody secretly looks at Rush Hour Crush if you take the train. I think it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me one day. Someone's noticed me. But no one ever does. 2, the bearded black man about 5 foot, 10 inch. Is we got fucking measuring tape out, measuring people who they want to talk to in the future with an orange backpack and blue-green African print face mask. It was between midday and 1 PM on Thursday at Sainsbury's in Angle. Fair enough. We have some weird place names. I caught your eye, and you most certainly caught mine. I was putting on my mask that didn't get to flash you a smile. Fancy seeing my pearlies? In any other time and place, putting on your mask, you'd probably be about to do some horrific crime. And your mother and I met through Rush Hour Crush. If you want to disown us, we understand. And of course, my friends, there we go. It's a difficult one to get through. But of course, how could we ignore the Metroscope? The daily horoscope that's going to tell you all about your life. And there you go. Well, I'm a Sagittarius. What are your plans for a review in the Metro? Probably some... I can get some good gaming going on. Views... Venus in your leisure and romance sector. I need to get in the Rush Hour Crush. It can bring the fizz back into a relationship that needs pepping up. What happens if you have no relationship and you just, because in COVID you're all just inside doing nothing? What relationship? Fucking Metroscope, you get my hopes up that something's gonna happen. It's currently in spicy Aries. You may reveal in each other's company. May revel in each other's company. A Moon Jupiter link suggests to be keen to explore new challenges. Oh. New challenges, eh? Waking up at the start of a fresh day is always a challenge. You know? Making it to the next day, trying to get sleep, waking up, trying to actually get out of bed. The hardest of challenge. But the Metro, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. But thank you for a nice little review of Metro. The greatest paper that ever was, or ever will be. We'll get on some gaming, but thank you guys for indulging me. And have we got some... Yeah. Yeah. Some time. And Harris Heller, goodbye. Harris Heller stream beats there. Look at all these old Metros, they're fucking everywhere. In the bin they go. For we shall, in the future, move forward, not look back. Not to the old Metros, but to the new